Hello students. Today we are going to study chapter number 9 of EVS. The name of the chapter is Land. So children, first of all take out your books and take out page number 71. Good. Now start reading with me. Magan Bhai, after taking his dinner, sat for watching TV. The baby Zil came running to him. She said, "Grandfather, tell me a story." So, children, in this chapter, there is a grandfather whose name is Magan Bhai, and he was watching TV after taking his dinner. And at that time, his granddaughter named Zil came running to him and said him to tell a story. Like children, many of you also lives with your grandparents, and you know grandparents knows very much stories and very good stories, and sometimes you also uh, said them to tell you the story, है ना? So like that in here also Zil said his grandfather to tell a story. So grandfather replied, "Which story do you want to listen?" Grandfather asked. "The one which I enjoy the most," Zil said. "Okay," said the grandfather and began the story. So grandfather, by insisting the granddaughter Zil, grandfather is ready to tell her a story. Grandfather asked Zil that which story she liked the most, and which kind of story she want to listen. So Zil replied that the story which she enjoys the most. So tell that type of story. So grandfather said okay, and he started to tell the story. There was a small village. A potter named Magan Bhai stayed here. Every day he brings soil from the lake and prepares pots, bowls, etc. Now students, there was a small village and a potter who, whose name is Magan Bhai stayed in the village. Now who is potter? Yes, potter makes pots from the soil. Good. So every day he used to bring soils from the lake and prepares pots and bowls. One day he prepared a small pot. He painted it colorful. The pot looked very beautiful now. He kept the pot in his shop for sale. Now children, you know that pot, after making the pots, potter also knows the potter also paint it colorfully so that it looks beautiful. And so Magan Bhai also did this. He made a pot and he painted it very colorful and beautifully, and after the painting the pot looks very colorful and beautiful. So then he kept the pot in his shop for sale. The next day, Ramesh Bhai was passing near by his shop. He saw the pot and immediately purchased it. So next day what happened? The pot which was made by Magan Bhai, and that was a beautiful pot because he painted on it. So the Ramesh Bhai, who was passing near his shop, looked that pot and he attracted by it, and immediately he purchased that pot. His daughter Bindia became Extremely happy after seeing this small pot in Ramesh Bhai's hand, she said, "Papa, I will fill water in this small pot." Now, Ramesh Bhai purchased this pot from Magan Bhai, and he has a daughter whose name is Bindia. So Bindia was extremely happy by seeing that beautiful small pot, and he said to his father Ramesh Bhai that he will fill the water in this small pot every day. So his father Ramesh Bhai said, "Okay, when you ask something to your father to do daily, and if it is a good habit, then your father also tell you na that okay, it's okay, you can do it." So like that, Ramesh Bhai also said okay. Now every day Bindia fills water using this small pot. One day the pot slipped from her hands. It fell down and broken into pieces. Heartbroken, Bindia collected the pieces and kept them behind the house. Now children, what happened? That every day Bindia fills that small pot, that beautiful small pot with water. But one day the pot slipped from her hands and falls down and falls broken into pieces. So the Bindia was very sad because she likes the pot very much. So she was sad, and uh, with heartbroken, she collected the pieces and kept them behind their house. The grandfather asked, "Now tell me, dear, what would have happened to those pieces?" Now, grandfather asked to Zeel that what would have happened to those pieces. So Zeel replied that some girls like me must have used them for playing games. Now Zeel was a little child, so she don't know that what would have happened to those pieces now. So she replied that children like me, girls like me, played with that pieces. So grandfather said, "You are correct. These pieces are mixed again with the soil." So when grandfather said this thing, so Zeel got confused. And hearing this, confused Zeel asked, "What other things get mixed in the soil?" So Zeel asked her grandfather that what other things are mixed with the soil. She wants to know. She is curious to know about this thing. Now open page number 72 and see. Here is given an activity. For this activity we need a spade, sieve for sieving wheat, sieve for sieving wheat flour, thin cotton cloth, lumps of soil. And what we have to do for this activity? We have to take one lump of soil and crumple it into small particle size, then sieve it through the wheat sieving sieve, and then we have to observe what is left. So after doing this, what is left in the sieve? Small stones are left in the sieve. And what is sieved out of sieve? So other components of soil got sieved out of the sieve. Now on the same page, see activity number 2 also. In activity number 2, you have to collect the sieved part and sieve it with sieve used for sieving flour. So in activity 1, once we sieve the lump of soil from the sieving wheat. Now in activity 2, we have to do the same thing but with the another sieve which we are using for sieving wheat flour. And then we have to observe what is left in the sieve. So what is left in the sieve? After sieving with the sieve flour, we have sand left in the sieve. And what is sieved out of sieve? Fine powder of soil is sieved out of the sieve. Then we have to keep the component left in the sieve separately like we did in the first activity. In the first activity, we sieved through the sieving wheat. We sieved the lump of soil through the sieve which we are using for sieving wheat. And what we have left, we kept it aside separately. And in the second activity also we did the same thing, but in second activity we sieve the sieved part from the another sieve which we use for sieving the wheat flour. Now see in the page number 73. Activity 3 is given here. Now what you have to do, you have to sieve again the sieve part from the cotton cloth, which we have to collect the second time filtered soil and sieve it through the cotton cloth. And then we have to observe what is left in the cloth. Also observe the filtered component and note. So, and separate the component left in the cloth from those filtered from the cloth. Now what is left in the cloth? Silt is left in the cloth. And what is filtered out of the cloth? Fine powder of soil is filtered out of the cloth. Now you must be thinking, what is silt? Silt is made of rock and mineral particles that are larger than clay but smaller than sand. Here we got the answer of zeal, that what other things get mixed in the soil. So what are the things we get from the soil? Sand, silt, clay, stones and organic residue are mixed in the soil. All of you try this activity at home so you will get a better idea about the components of soil as the things present in the soil. Okay. Now on the same page, page number 73, we have a observation. You have to observe the filtered and leftover components for first, second and third time. Now you know we sieve the components 3 times. First time from the sieve which we use for sieving wheat. Second time by using the sieve which we use for the sieving wheat flour, and the third time from the cotton cloth. So 3 times we get different materials left over in the sieve. And at last we get finest material which sieved from, or we can say which filtered from these 3 things. Okay. So on the basis of this observation, you have to answer these following questions. So first question is, which components are obtained after sieving the soil with different sieve size? By sieving soil with different sieve sizes, we obtain stones, sand, silt and dust present in it. Question number 2 is, can there be any other components present in the soil? So our answer is yes, other components can be there. The other components may be water in the form of moisture, metals, minerals, organic fertilizer, etc. Question number 3 is, how do the amounts of different components affect the type of soil? Amounts of different components change the type of soil and its constitution. If the amount of sand is more, we say the soil is sandy. If the amount of clay is more, we call it clayey soil. If the amount of silt is more, we call it alluvial soil. According to the components of soil, the moisture holding capacity and the draining capacity of the soil also changes. Now, turn the page and take out the page number 74. On page number 74, you have another activity. For this activity, you need transparent plastic bag, transparent glass, spade, lump of soil and thread. And what you have to do for this activity? You have to bring 3-4 lumps of soil from the nearby farm or garden from 1 feet depth by digging with spade. Now you think, why we dig the soil and why we dig the soil and why we need digged soil for this experiment? Because upper layer of the soil get drier due to the heat of the sun. So we need the soil which have moisture to prove it that soil has moisture in it. Okay. So you have to do, after digging the soil with spade, keep 1-2 lumps of soil in the transparent plastic bag and tie its mouth with thread. Now keep this plastic bag in sunlight for some time. So now what you have to do? You have to take 1-2 lumps of soil and put it in transparent plastic bag and tie the mouth of the plastic bag with thread. And you have to keep this plastic bag in the sunlight for 2-3 hours. And after that, you have to bring it to the class and observe it. So, what to observe? You have to observe the inner wall of the transparent bag. And what did you observe? On the inner wall of the transparent bag, tiny water droplets are visible. And do you know what is the reason behind it? The reason behind it is the moisture present in the lump evaporates due to the heat of sunlight. This water is visible as droplets on the inner wall of the transparent bag. So by this activity, we can conclude that soil has moisture in it. Now move ahead. On the same page, we have given one more activity, activity number 5. For this activity, we need a transparent glass and which we have to fill it with water. And then we have to add a lump of soil to the glass and then we have to observe the glass. So now take a transparent glass, fill the glass with water up to the rim and then add a lump of soil and then observe. Now what we have to observe? We have to observe in the transparent vessel or glass or near the soil lump. And what did you observe? So we observe bubbles are seen near the soil lump and on the water above the soil lump. And what is the reason behind it? The reason behind it is air present in the soil lump comes out in the form of bubbles and water takes its place. That means by this activity we conclude that air is present in soil. So by these two activities we came to know that soil has moisture and another thing, air is present in soil. Now on the basis of these observations you have to answer these questions given below. Which different things are obtained after digging the soil? So after taking the soil, we obtain silt, soil, sand, dust, organic material like rotten leaves and dung, minerals, metals, earthworms and small organisms. Next question is, which organisms are found in the soil? So microorganisms and earthworms are found in the soil. As I already taught you in the lesson number 5, the wonderful world of Bholu, that earthworms are the friends of farmers. If you remember this thing. Now next question is, which different components of soil can be seen separately? Different components of soil like stones, coarse sand, fine sand, silt and soil are seen separately. Now, leaves, feathers, parts of living organisms are seen. These are living components. On the other hand, sand, stones, clay, etc. are non-living components. On the page number 75, there is a table given that you have to write biotic and abiotic components. So what are biotic components? Biotic components are the living components like leaves, feathers, parts of living organism. All these are living components which are also called biotic components. And non-living components, sand, stones, clay, etc. are non-living components which are also called as abiotic components. So you have to write in the table the components, biotic components and abiotic components like microorganisms, excreta of animals, leaves, remains of dead organisms, bird feathers. All these are biotic components. And stone, sand, mud, silt, clay, all these are abiotic components. Now on the same page, it is given, it is true. Now marble, coal, graphite, diamond, gypsum, calcium, petroleum. Petroleum involves diesel, petrol, kerosene gas, etc. are obtained from soil. Even metals like gold, silver, mercury, copper, iron are also obtained from soil. Means all these things, all these expensive things we can say, all we get from soil. So here I conclude this session. We will meet soon again in the next session and we continue our chapter. Till then, bye bye, take care.